Okay guys, I admit that we have messed up a little bit the body, especially the legs. But we will fix it. How? It's I will show you. But first, let's do something else. I'm just testing things here. How it will look if I do this. And also a little bit here. Not bad. Maybe tiny bit in this area. Should be okay. Yeah, so let's make first the fingers and then we'll get back to this thing called legs. So what we might want to do is go to the fingers, of course. Let's fix a little bit the palm because we need it to be in a good shape for the fingers. So we have the knuckles already. If you don't, you have to make them because it's not you have to, but you should make them, and between them just make a very big indentations between them. You will see why. So this is cool. From the bottom it's straight. From this area it's like a arch. Okay, looks fine. Maybe this finger is a bit too big, but we will see. And now let's make the fingers. Press B, get the curve tool brush, and just from the side view make one finger like this. Yeah, not that fat. So make the brush smaller and click it, and this is good width for the finger. So click to accept it and then just move it into position. So you notice that moving, rotating, masking, polygrouping, all those things are pretty important in ZBrush. So yeah, probably if you are not intermediate user anyway, you haven't got into this point already even. I recommend to take some of, if you can't keep up with this, you can take my Absolute Beginners ZBrush tutorial and then get back to it with the fresh powers that you will get from there. So yeah, it's cool. Let's continue on those fingers. So my idea here is I will make one finger and then I will duplicate it. Okay, let's get rid of this with Shift Z. Just for yeah, it was on accident that I get rid of it, but now I see it will be a little bit better for me if this doesn't exist for now. Yes, so making the finger, we have 1 and 2. What are those? Pivot points? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. This is, I think, decent finger. Let's take it and control drag it. So I'm dragging it control, move it up because this is the next finger. Rotate it since I want it to be like this. And this finger is not, but we can fix them later, it's not a big deal. So this will be here and it will be a little bit bigger, but let's, I will show you something very quick. If we make it bigger now, it will start to go away. We may click local symmetry and then make it bigger and it will stay and be bigger, which is very nice. So this is a little trick you can use. It's not a trick, you can just, you might want to work mostly with local symmetry on, because otherwise it would be difficult for you and for me and for everybody who is trying to do something here. I will try with a big move brush to bend this finger a bit, It would be easier with masks, but I don't wanna live forever. No, I I don't wanna mask it yet. We'll get to the masking part later. So this is cool. Maybe it's a little bit too bent, but since I know that later we'll have to bend them anyway, all the fingers. Yeah. So control, drag, then rotate it a bit, put it in, make it smaller. Okay, what I did, make it smaller. Since this is the ring finger, and the ring finger is a little bit smaller than the middle finger. The middle finger is the biggest one, yeah. And also the middle finger is maybe not exactly the longest if you look at your palm, but the middle finger, yeah, is the longest. But it starts a little bit, you know, ahead from the others. We have to acknowledge that, but we will at some point. For now, just go with the big move brush and just tiny bit of movement. Don't do it with very small brush with very big increments, because you will distort it and it will be bad, you know. Okay, I will show later how to pose it. It's easy. So control drag it, and this will be the pinky finger, so it will be very much smaller and thinner and shorter, and also down here, and also rotated inwards to the other fingers a bit. I think this is good. Let's make it a bit thicker, and this is fine. So now what I want to do is release the mask, and let's see, looking pretty good. Yeah, with fingers she looks a little bit better, I think, but it's about to be seen. So I will smooth these areas here, and probably I will connect the fingers with the palm. You may ask, how will you do that, dear sir? If you're an Indian, you will say, dear sir, how will you do that? And I say, don't call me sir, I'm just a guy like you, you know. So I will do it by Dynameshing. Yeah, I know it sounds very bold, but I think we would do it and it will be fine. So let's try that. Dynamesh, and you see it's filling a little bit here, the space between fingers, which is completely normal since our Dynamesh is pretty low. So I will make it a little bit higher in 130, for example, and let's try it now. Okay, now it's good. I will smooth it, and now we will do something, but first let's see how long is this distance. It's maybe a little bit longer than it should be, but it's not super visible, so it's fine. The thing is that we have webbings around our fingers. You may notice that those webbings are making our fingers to look shorter from inside the palm, from inside shorter, and from part bigger because of the webbings. And let me just make them a bit, the webbings. And yes, webbings. I don't know where I saw this term webbings. It's very interesting. Okay, this texture should be off. I don't know why this texture appeared. Maybe when I go to texture and when I clicked like with Control or with Shift, and it just put it into a brush texture for some brushes. What? So another thing, quick. All those tendons that are straightening the fingers are not going. They're not parallel to each other. Far from it. They are connecting in this area. So they are like this, 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 and this. And what else? they're mostly not visible from the middle of the upper palm here up. So we'll smooth them in this area, and they will be visible only in the bottom area around the knuckles. And that's it. Of course, even there, they should be that visible. And when you're making palm, it's very much normal to look at your own palm or hand. Yeah, you will do better if you look at it constantly. If you are wondering how to do something on the palm, just look at your own. That's my advice. I know it's counterintuitive, but it's good advice, I think. Yeah, and when I say counterintuitive, it's sarcastic. So take that into consideration. Okay. Let's do this. So you will ask, why are you doing the fingers since the legs are so bad looking, and also the torso is not exactly super nice looking too? And I will tell you, because when I have fingers, I'll have everything on the body, what I need, and I can do something interesting, which is retopologize. What does that mean? So, duplicating the mesh, shift clicking on the eye icon to disable the visibility of everything except for the current subtool, and then enabling just clicking by the eyes of those two subtools, which are the same because we made them the same. And then we just zero mesh on, like, let's try 1.5, which is target polygon count. It's in thousands. So zero mesh, we wait a bit, and ZBrush is doing most of the time pretty good job of zero meshing and making our mesh better looking. Not better looking, but with better topology. And we will have a low topology version of our mesh. And again, ZBrush does a very good job of remeshing. Even the fingers are looking pretty good. Let's see it with topology. It's amazing. It's even good for low poly. Wow, it's very small. It's 5,000 triangles. Amazing. Just super nice. So now we can project detail from this to this. How to project detail is very easy. We can even go to solo mode just to see this, and press Ctrl D to add subdivision, and then project here in the subtool, project all, and it will be projected automatically. So what ZBrush projects is the visible subtools. So the other visible subtools, and since this is the only visible subtool we have, it's projecting it. That's why it's the only visible tool we have. So I'm projecting one more subdivision, and then I will delete the other, and we will remain only with the subtool with the subdivisions. The other one will be deleted. I'm not sure why it took this amount of time to be deleted, but nonetheless it's deleted, and now it will be better or easier for me to fix the legs because of the lower subdivisions. When we have lower subdivisions, it's easier to fix the legs or anything in that matter. We can smooth much easier. We can make a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We can go to this level of detail, smooth, do a lot of things. And yeah, I'm trying to make her look not like some old lady, of course, but it is not happening. So let's see from this angle. It's kinda good. This is not exactly fine, but it's it's not bad either. So I think we have it almost. This thing should go a little bit back. In here. Yeah, she should be slimmer. Her legs should be slimmer than now. Because now they look super huge and big. And the concept, yes, they are like this in the concept, and that's why we do them like that, but it's not very good. I mean, we have to be careful with that. And this thing is a little bit too much. We have to see what we can do to make it look better. So it's going down like this, and then here, and this is going to cut. We're going to cut here. Yeah, working in a lower subdivision like we are now, it's far better than before. Before it was crumbling and it was just not good. Not that now everything is perfect, it's far from it. But still, I think it's a little bit better. Maybe we can shorten the legs just a tiny bit because they look a bit too much. Without perspective, pull them up. Yes, with a little bit shorter legs, the lower part, I mean, of the legs, it should be a bit better. I don't know, maybe we will fix this in a later stage. Although it's not exactly broken, but we will fix it later. Yes. Yeah, let's make this here a little bit more like muscular. Let's see, from here it's looking good, it's looking good, it's looking good. It started to look good. From this direction it doesn't look good, because this is too much, I think, in front. We have to look at it from every direction, otherwise we cannot make it look good. If we don't make it look good from every direction. All right. Here I don't know what's happening, but this is looking a bit odd. So we need more meat in this area, also probably in this. Here it is nice, pretty much. I will dig more in this area so I can close this, since we will never use the Dynamesh again on this mesh, or at least that's the idea. Hopefully we won't. So I can close it like this, smooth it, and it should be very good. Again, we don't need that exactly, since she will most likely have dress, I mean clothes. That's why most of those things are useless. Kinda useless. Here, okay, I think those are pretty much fine, and yeah, this video is kind of over, which is sad, because we just start to have fun and it has to be over. Yeah, female anatomy. Not as easy as it looks. Let's make a bit of a space here between the legs, because those girls that are thin, they have this space like this. And they look thinner. So we can do this and be okay. Ooh, it's too much here. Let's fill it up, smooth it, and let's see. Okay. Let's inflate here a bit in the middle and smooth. We don't need big inflation. We just need tiny bit. Yes, from the back it looks pretty nice. And I will tell you what I'm looking now in the other monitor. I'm looking at a very good made 3D model of a girl, and I'm looking at her legs. You see? This is a 3D model. You can buy it. I'm not making advertising here because, you know, I don't have any anything to gain from it, but it's a very well made in my opinion. The guy has or whatever who made it was good, so I'm just using it as reference. Yeah, I told you, there is no shame of using a reference, whatever reference you can find. The end product matters. If you can make it look good, use whatever reference you can. I mean, this, for example, that I'm using is absolutely free, just the images for the model that are selling the model, you know? And yeah, I can use them. They are free. They are just, you know, the creator just doesn't know that there are people who can make this kind of models just by watching his pictures or pictures of his model. But it's okay. I kinda dig that, and I'm okay. Let's make this smaller. And yeah, everything should be a bit female-ish. So yeah. Let's see. Let's show everything by shift clicking twice. And then let's put some color just for a good measure to see what will happen. Fill object with this color. It's kind of cool. Control D to add one more subdivision, and we can continue working on it. We can make even we don't need for now this kind of things. But this video has gone for too long again, and we have to finish it and continue to the next one. I will shorten the fingers a bit. I think they are a bit too big. But now our model is looking kind of good, except for I think I have to lift the knees a bit more up. Let's see how it goes. It's much easier when you have lower subdivision to lift the knees, for example, or whatever you need to do. Alright. Skin material. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's put the skin material now and Shift Z to show our model. And I think now she's looking pretty good, and we can continue onward with another things. See you in the next video, of course.